Hello and welcome to this Times Money Mentor special. Today we're going to talk about life goals and, importantly, how to achieve them. So maybe you're desperate to buy your first home, or you want the perfect wedding, or perhaps you're dreaming of travelling to far-flung places. But how can you afford it? In these expensive times, putting money aside for the future can be a real struggle. But setting yourself a target now can help keep you focused for when temptations come your way. I'm Georgie Frost, and today Martin James and I will be finding out the best path to success, whether you have a short or long-term goal, with Claire Exley from Nutmeg, who's here to give us her top tips. So Claire, let's start with what I mentioned there earlier, the short, the long-term goals. What's the difference? Why will this affect your approach?
Well, you mentioned travelling to far-flung destinations. So what's your ideal holiday destination?
Easy. The Ashes in Australia.
Oh, sounds amazing.
But super expensive.
Very expensive, but will be incredible. And say you wanted to go there at Christmas, that will be a short-term goal. So you should think about saving in a cash account where you know what the interest rate is. But if you're talking about a medium-term goal, for example, if you were thinking about a sabbatical to travel the world that was sort of in 5 years plus, then that's when you could think about investing.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So how would you use investing to achieve that?
If your goal is more than 5 years away, you could think about a stocks and shares ISA. So everybody has an allowance of £20,000 every tax year that they can invest. And any gains from your investments grow tax-free, and any withdrawals are tax-free as well. Lots of people choose to use a company like Nutmeg who can manage that investment for them. You can also choose to pick your own investments, to make those decisions yourself if you feel like you've got the knowledge and the time to do that. And it's important to work out what your appetite for risk is. That's how much risk you want to take with the money that you've invested. And again, there's companies like Nutmeg where you can do an online questionnaire that can help you decide. So
what about you, Martin? What's your goal?
Well, actually, I've reached the age where my main goal is the big long-term one. It's about retirement. And I'm thinking about, how much money I've put to one side. I think that's the real challenge, isn't it? Because I don't just want to get by. I really want to live life to the full.
So what does that look like? Pina coladas by the beach, obviously such a long time away. It will be served by robots.
Oh, you're such a flatterer. I was thinking more of maybe just having a nice little lunch here and there. But, robot butlers, I can do that.
Dream big.
Well, Martin, just remember, the earlier you start contributing to a pension, the better, because that just means that the money that you invest has got longer to grow.
We're both freelancers, so how hard is it going to be for people like us to save for the future?
I think, employees will often get the benefit of employer matching in their pension, which is a really valuable benefit. But as a freelancer, you can still take out a pension. You can still get essentially free money in the form of the tax relief that you get on your pension scheme. So if you're a basic rate taxpayer, anything that you invest in your pension, you'll get 20% tax relief on top. And for higher and additional rate taxpayers, it's 40 and 45%. So still well worth doing for freelancers as well.
No, absolutely. Actually, this is something that I have prioritised over buying a house. I mean, I did buy my first property last year. What tips do you have for people who are in that position looking to buy for the first time?
So for first-time buyers, a lifetime ISA is a really useful product to look into. Up until age 40, you can open a lifetime ISA. You can contribute up to age 50. You can save or invest £4,000 every tax year, and that is from your £20,000 ISA allowance. And then you get a government bonus of 25% on top of anything that you invest yourself.
And then, of course, there are people who've got kids as well, because they're looking at the future and what that might hold. And, it might be quite pricey. So what are the options? We've got the junior ISA, haven't we?
Yeah, the junior ISA is a really good way to think about giving your kids a financial head start. I'm a mum of 3, and it's something that's on my mind a lot as well. So the junior ISA can be opened by a parent or guardian for children up to the age of 18. There's a £9,000 allowance that you can contribute every tax year. It doesn't come off your £20,000 ISA allowance, it's totally separate. And anybody can contribute to it. So if you've got generous grandparents, godparents or friends, they can make a junior ISA contribution rather than buying more and more plastic presents for the children.
Great tips. Claire, thank you so much. And of course to you, Martin, thank you as well. I hope that's given everyone a useful way at looking at their different different goals and timescales, and of course the different ways that you can save and invest that will work for you. Remember, we've loads more useful tips on Times Money Mentor. Until next time.